Greetings, Madison and Dane County friends. This is Anna Zivarts calling to you from Seattle, Washington, where I live. And really excited to be here with you all today in this video recording to celebrate Week Without Driving and to help give you a little context about non-drivers and who we are and why this is an important concept and how it can be a useful way to help us think about how we build more inclusive communities where all of us can get where we need to go and can fully participate. So first of all, just to give you a sense of what is a non-driver and where this came from. So I'm a non-driver. I am born with an eye condition. It's a neurological condition. That means that it's not safe for me to drive. And working in the disability community, I started to meet many other non-drivers as well. And that started to broaden my sense of, not feeling so alone, not feeling as isolated as I had growing up in a rural area. Starting to realize that maybe, there's a lot more of us who can't drive than I think we think about. There's just this assumption, in popular culture and in the media, right, that if you're an adult in America, you drive, and driving is how people get around. But the reality is, for almost a third of us, that's not a reality. That's not possible, either because of age, because of disability, because of income, because we don't have a valid license. And so we need to start thinking about how we can build communities that work better for everyone, right? Where driving isn't a prerequisite to getting your basic needs met. And that, so really it's my own personal experience, right, as someone with a disability that drove me to write a book about driving and car dependency. It's called When Driving Isn't an Option, Steering Away from Car Dependency. It was published in 2024 by Island Press. And what I hope folks get from this book really is that, first of all, that non-drivers exist. And second of all, that there's a lot of expertise and knowledge that comes from listening to the community members in your own communities who can't drive and can't afford to drive. Or perhaps the folks who choose not to drive too, right? And listening to how, what are the things that are working well and what are the things that are working less well? What are the things that we could build on and improve to make access more possible? So one thing you all can do, first of all, is just think about for a second who you know in your own communities, in your life. Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a neighbor, maybe it's someone in a church or a community group, someone you go to school with. Maybe it's you. What is their experience of not being able to drive, and how do they get around? And then, you can ask them too next time you chat. And if you are able to participate in Week Without Driving, taking that reflection and that knowledge with you to think about, okay, well, if you suddenly didn't have the option of driving for whatever reason, how would you get your daily needs met? How would you get kids to sports practice? How would you get to that doctor's appointment? How would you get groceries and dog food and do all the other things that you need and want to do to fully participate in your community life? So thanks again for inviting me, and I have to say, just shout out for all the work that is happening in Madison and Dane County already. I was there, in the spring of 2024 for a bike ped safety event, and was super impressed by the bike infrastructure, so much so that I actually started looking at housing listings and showing them to my husband and being like, hey, we should move to Madison. So I know you're doing a lot of things right. Keep up the good work, and thanks again for inviting me to speak with you.